Well, thank you for joining us for our FLC Rewind series. I have Dwayne Hubing here with us today, and we're talking about remaining positive in the year 2020. Obviously, it's been a challenging year and is a challenging year. But before we get into our topic, Dwayne, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us who you are, how many stores you have, and then anything else you want our audience to know.
Dwayne Hubing. I have a single store currently in Marshall, Wisconsin. I've been doing Subway as an owner for about 8 years. And I've got 2 kids, both grew up in Subway, like many of you have, and they're both happily off to college. Even amongst the COVID crowd, they were eager to leave, but they're all doing well.
Yeah, very good, Dwayne. So first question, 2020 obviously is demanding a lot from us. Maintaining both physically healthy and mentally healthy is really important, I would say, especially during the current circumstances. So what are a few things that you're doing to remain positive this year?
Yes, definitely a challenging year. I tell a lot of people this is probably the most challenging year I've had prior to my first year in business. Everything's been changing on a daily basis. But the one thing I've always kind of used as a measuring stick is I try to keep the highs low and the lows high, and just keep that even keel about the way you go about your personal life and your professional life. And I think that really that keeps me balanced. You don't go from that real high to a real low, and they just take it one day at a time. Worry about the things that you can fix or that you can control, and don't worry or spend a lot of time worrying about the things that you can't control. COVID, you can't control a lot of that. But you can control what goes on within your 4 walls at the store.
Yeah. No, I really like that, Dwayne. Controlling your controllables. I think sometimes we do, and we've probably all heard that before, but sometimes we can get distracted and then you blink and you're like, wow, I've spent so much time complaining about something or whatever it may be that I can't control. But we do control, for the most part, what happens within the 4 walls of our own restaurants or within the 4 walls of our household, for that matter. So good. No, that's a great message. How about for your team? So how are you remaining positive and just supporting your teams, the sandwich artist and manager in your Subway?
I think as an owner, I do a couple things. And the biggest thing that I feel I bring to the table for my employees is consistency. I don't have a bad day. I don't have a great day. When I show up, they know what they're getting. They don't, they're not worrying about the heckle and jive syndrome. Yeah. They know I'm going to come, I'm going to bring energy. I literally try to make every employee I work with laugh at least once per shift. Yeah. Whether it's making fun about myself, making fun of something they did or a customer did, I try to keep the environment light. Whether we're like just going crazy busy, I'll even make a joke if we're busy, to try to make them laugh. And, and just bring in the energy. You can sense if they're down, try to bring them up. And just the consistency there. I even, part of that mental health for me is work can be kind of therapeutic, believe it or not. Being there, if you're having fun at what you're doing, the employees see that and the customers certainly see that. And to get your employees and customers interacting together and joking around and having fun, it just makes everyone's life better. Certainly makes the day go better too.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think that remaining positive isn't necessarily, you're not going in and being the cheerleader, rah, right? So I think you can, and remaining positive doesn't mean that you don't pay attention to the facts. So I think remaining positive is about, and you said it, about having the right approach, the right perspective, knowing the facts, sharing the facts, but then just having the right perspective to the problem or the challenge or the challenges that we have faced and are facing and will yet to face this year. So, Dwayne, you and I were chatting before I let you go here. You and I were chatting before the call here, and you were talking about curbside. I wonder, would you just kind of share that with the audience? Curbside is new for most of us, and so
Sure.
yeah.
So on Friday, my Coca-Cola curbside delivery sign was delivered. I took it home, assembled it over the weekend. There is some assembly, by the way, for those of you who haven't got there. So I brought it up. I posted it Monday morning in a spot that was visible for us from the register. I only really have one in my lot. And the first 3 online orders I got on Monday, every single one of them was curbside, and every single one of them found the correct spot that I wanted them to park it. So then, I happened to run it out there because I was curious. For each customer, did you pull in here specifically because of this sign? And they all said, yeah, it's very visible. Picked it up right away.
Yeah.
So
That
was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dwayne, you stick around for just a minute here while I wrap up the recording of this session. On behalf of all the franchisees and managers that are going to watch it, I want to say thank you for joining us. Thanks for being a part of our FLC Rewind series. This portion of our series is our franchisee roundtable. And so we appreciate you being a part of that. And for all of you watching, continue to tune in for more on our franchisee roundtable, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.